Per 9000's game room.
Okay, so I wanted to talk today about the top 3 games I'd recommend that you get hold of if you're trying an original Xbox or a PS2 and want a little something different. Okay, as you can probably see, the first game is Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. Now, I like this game because if you ever played the likes of Theme Park, Sim Hospital, Sim City, it's that sort of building game, strategy management game. You're building up this park and you're running it. But obviously this has got the Jurassic Park license. So rather than just building ice cream stands and merry-go-rounds, you're building enclosures for various dinosaurs, and it's just interesting. If you like the film and you want to play a game based on the film which isn't your typical SNES Mega Drive platformer, something that's a little bit different, this is your game. Because there's a bit of brains to it. You run in the park, you're making decisions, but you also get to see the dinosaurs. You do interesting things like photograph them, and it's just a little bit something different. It's good to see this license used in this sort of way. There has been a recent game like this. I think it's called Jurassic Park Evolution. But compared to a lot of Xbox PS2 games, this is something a little bit different. I've played this game plenty of times. I've lost countless hours playing it, and I very heartily recommend it. If you've got a PS2 or an Xbox original, then give the game a look. And if you haven't got one of these, the game was available on PC, although I'm not sure how it would run now. I don't think it's on Steam or anything. Now that we come to the next game, Playboy Mansion, yeah, a lot of people are going to hear the name and they're going to instantly think it's some kind of smutty game. And although you see cartoon characters in bras and panties and boobies out, it's not actually that smutty a game at all. It's another game that's like a strategy management game. The idea is that you've taken on this role of like the Hugh Hefner sort of person, and you're running the Playboy Mansion. You have to do the parties, you have to hire writers to write articles, you have to entice stars to come to your party so you can then interview them. You have to take the pictures of the models, choosing the poses, the locations, to make your centerfold and your front page. And every month you have to put a magazine together and basically try to keep upping the quality of your magazine, upping your sales and running the Playboy empire. And I think given the title and people's idea of Playboy, this game probably passed a lot of people by because they probably thought it was cheap smut and it was shallow and it was just a titty game. It's not. It's actually a really interesting business management game. You build the mansion up, you build the different rooms, you buy the equipment, and you try and use all the assets to the best of your ability. Get the best writer to write an article on something he's talented on. If you like stretching your grey matter and trying those sort of business simulations, awesome game. Okay, so now we're on to the next game, Aliens vs Predator Extinction. Now that you've seen this, you've probably figured there's a bit of a connection between all of these games, and that is that they're games that tax the old grey matter a little bit. People think Alien vs Predator, you're instantly going to think shoot 'em up game, or you're going to think the old arcade game, but no, this is Aliens and Predator Command and Conquer Edition, essentially. The interesting thing about the game is there's 3 campaigns, an Alien campaign, a Predator campaign, and a Marine campaign. Each one's got its own story, its own levels, and it's quite interesting because it's, in that way, it's almost like having 3 little games. It's interesting to get to be the aliens and to plant down the facehugger eggs, see the little huggers come out, find humans to latch onto, and to grow your colony like that. And it's also interesting to see things from the other perspectives. But it's one of those licenses where you just think most developers were going to go straight to the action. So to see somebody try something different with it, it's great. But no, all 3 of these games I heartily recommend you try, specifically if your experience of the PlayStation 2 or the Xbox original have been shooting, driving. It's nice to see that there's other games on the platform which ask a little bit more of you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with shooting games or driving games, and both the PS2 and the Xbox have good libraries of both types of games. I'd highly recommend things like the Burnout games, Time Splitters, but it's nice to see a little bit of something different, and I just want to get these games out there and recommend them. If I was going to recommend one of these above the rest, possibly Playboy, but I'm not saying it's a better game than the other 2, but I think it's one people will have passed by because of the perceived smut of it. And it's a lot cleverer than that. But you can't go wrong, in my opinion, with any 3 games. I don't think there's particularly any advantage to the Xbox over the PS2. I've played all 3 games on both machines, and they run great, and I think you could sink a lot of time into them. Okay, that's it for now. So this is Kerr9000 signing off, saying keep on gaming.